Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be starting a new series. This is a series that I'm calling Fill the World CAS for Create a Sim. Basically, I was playing The Sims, of course, the other day, and I was thinking about how annoying it can be when you let the game auto-generate random townies to move into the empty houses in your world. And in some of my save files, I have a few specific Sims that I'll place just because it's kind of fun for me to see them around the world. But I was thinking how cool it would be if there were Sims that had their own storyline that were inserted into the empty pre-built houses in the worlds that came with the game. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I've gone through each neighborhood and I've made a list of all of the empty pre-built houses, and the idea is that we'll put in Sims that fit the house that they will live in. So you won't have, you know, a single elderly Sim who is at level 1 in their career and lives in a huge mansion by themselves. That just doesn't even make a lot of sense. So and, you know, in the reverse, you won't have, you know, a huge family moving into a 1-bedroom house and not everybody even has a bed. Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. So anyways, so that's what we're doing. So my first Sim here, his name is Oliver Dalton. I think he's pretty adorable. He is designed for Streamlit Single in Willow Creek. I started off with the starter home neighborhoods for this challenge. So today, because most of these families are just one Sim, there's not very many Sims that are being made per household at this point, I'm putting an entire neighborhood together into one video because otherwise this video would be like 3 minutes long. It would be super short. So anyway, so he is going to live in Streamlit Single, which is one of those starter homes in Willow Creek. He is a scientist, and he also has 2 cooking skill points, 2 logic skill points, and 6 video gaming skill points. As you can see, he's got the nerd brain, I think it is, aspiration. He's also a geek and squeamish, and he's a bit of a bro. So, yeah, so basically he's kind of like a nerdy prep school kind of guy. But, so he's the first Sim. Another thing you'll notice as I'm going through is that when I'm making Sims, I like to give each Sim their own trademark color. So for him, I've chosen the color green, and then I try to make green, or whatever their color is, be the predominant color in each of their outfits. Just because I think it, you know, back in previous games we had a favorite color, so that was always nice, because then you could like match their outfit to their favorite color, but we don't have that in The Sims 4. But mostly I like it because it kind of forces you to think a little bit more creatively sometimes, and it's also helpful when you see a Sim around the world, like you instantly know, like, oh yeah, that's Bella Goth, because she's the only Sim walking around in a short red dress. So it just makes it a little bit easier sometimes. It's just another way for them to get even more of a personality. So that's the first Sim. This next family is actually 3 Sims, and they are going to live in the house Crick Cabana in Willow Creek, still in that starter neighborhood. This is the East Garber family. They have a hyphenated last name. First up is Lucas. He is in the culinary career, but he predominantly focuses on mixology. That's his aspiration for right now. And he has 3 cooking skill points, 2 dancing skill points, and 4 mixology points. So he's also pretty early on in his career. I think he's either level 1 or level 2. I don't remember which one. So that's why he, you know, he's got a couple of skill points, help him out a little bit, but nothing too extreme. And let's see, I've selected the color yellow to be his signature color, so you'll see that in a few minutes here. And he and his husband Edison are a gay couple who have adopted a little boy named Kingston. So, because this house has a master bedroom, and then it also has a separate bedroom. I think I forget if it's actually a kid's bedroom or if it just has a single bed. I'm pretty sure it's got a kid's bed in it. That is one thing. So I tried to get it so that all the houses had everything that you would need for those Sims. However, because toddlers came out in January of this year, obviously the worlds that were created before January of this year didn't come with any toddler things built in. So if a family has a toddler, you will have to place a toddler bed for them so they have a place to sleep, since they can't sleep in the children's beds. But other than that, you won't have to add anything to these Sims houses. You can just drop them in your game and they are good to go. And obviously you don't have to have all of them. I think when I'm done, if you have each of the worlds, I think it's a total of 40 families as of right now. Now obviously if this takes me a while and there are other worlds that are released between now and when I'm done, then that number will change. But for as of right now, that's what we're looking at. So anyway, so Lucas is family-oriented, ambitious, and he's also a bit of a foodie. So he has that mixology goal in life, but he also, loves his family and, just loves food and life. He's a pretty nice guy, I think. Yeah. So anyway, so then his husband, Edison, will be coming up here in a minute, I believe. I really spent a long time on each of these Sims too. For their everyday outfits, I also gave pretty much everyone multiple everyday outfits. Most of them I think have 3. I think Edison only has 2. I'm not sure about that. For their son, who's a toddler, I only gave him the 1 outfit because I figure you're only a toddler in the game for a very short period of time, so you don't necessarily need to have a variety of outfits for that Sim then. But for, teens and young adults and adults, once they get their teen clothing, they tend to keep that for the rest of their life. So I wanted to give them a variety of outfits so that way then it's a little bit more realistic, because in reality nobody walks around wearing the same clothes every day because that's kind of gross. So anyways, so we are on to Edison now. I didn't really know what to do with him at first, but with the name Edison I sort of pictured like kind of a hipster type of guy, so that's what we went with here. Edison is definitely a hipster. I put a little beanie on his head at one point, and he has the aspiration of painting, and he has 7 guitar skill points and 4 painting skill points. So, yeah. I'm sorry, he has the painting career. I don't know what I was thinking. His aspiration is, I think, Renaissance Sim. So, he is also creative, and he's also a little bit lazy, and he gets jealous pretty easily. So I thought that could be fun to create some drama, So yeah, he's definitely a hipster. I also did not restrict myself to using clothing or hair or anything from any one particular stuff pack or just the base game. Because in reality, I have everything at this point, and yeah, I just didn't really feel like it, to be perfectly honest with you. Plus, once we get into, like Windenburg, which came with the Get Together expansion pack, if you don't have Get Together, you wouldn't have Windenburg, so, yeah. Plus, I also sort of feel like with these base game worlds, the Sims that are there already, they're just using base game clothing. So by putting in Sims that have a variety of clothing, it just creates a bigger variety overall for the entire world. So yes, so this is Edison's party outfit. Edison, I chose to go with the color blue. I didn't really stick with any one particular shade, but that was sort of where I was going with him. So yes, now I'm accessorizing, because really, what good hipster does not have, like, you know, a million necklaces with, you know, symbols on them, or bracelets that are definitely locally made by some artisan, obviously. So yes, so this is Edison. I also, yeah, I just like to play around with the walk styles sometimes. When a sim is kind of getting on my nerves, I just give them the vampire walk style for a second, and it always perks me right up. But yeah, so I tend to not use walk styles very much in my sims. I just find them to be kind of annoying. The only ones that I will use, I'll use the feminine walk sometimes if I have a sim where they have more of like an attitude, or if they're flirty, or I don't know, or if I just think that it might suit them, I'll give them the feminine walk style. I think I've also given some of the guy sims a swagger walk style. No one in this video, but in the past. So you don't have to worry about it if you don't like the walk styles, because I don't really like them either. Anyway, so this is Kingston. Oh, there he goes. Kingston is an independent sim, but he also has 3 communication skill points, 2 imagination skill points, and 1 movement skill point. So he is well on his way to growing up and becoming not a toddler anymore. And finally, our last sim for this video is our one and only lady sim for this neighborhood. Her name is Jojo Harmon, and she is very much the type of sim who has worked really hard in her life to get where she is right now, and she's very proud of that fact, that she's owning her own home, and she's in the business career. She is actually not at level 1 in business. I think she's at level 3, which is like assistant to the manager, which I'm pretty sure is supposed to be a play on Dwight Schrute's job on The Office, where he was assistant to the regional manager, but he always referred to himself as assistant regional manager. I don't know. That was always my thought with the business career in The Sims, but I could be wrong. But in any case, so she is level 3 business, and she also has 4 charisma skill points, 2 logic skill points, and 2 fitness skill points. So logic and charisma are the 2 skills that she'll need the most for the business career, so I wanted to give her a decent jump on those from the beginning. And then fitness, I figured, you know, like, her house doesn't have any sort of workout equipment or anything in it, but she might be the type of sim who will casually take a jog around the neighborhood, or, you know, she likes to stay in shape. By the way, she lives in the house Daisy Hovel, which I forget if it's like roomies or BFFs, but the house that Summer Holiday lives in with her 2 friends, she lives next door to them. So, still another starter home, so she's not super far along in her career, her life, or anything like that. Yeah, all of the sims, with the exception of Kingston, all of these sims are young adults, because I figured probably wouldn't see too many adults still living in a starter neighborhood, and you probably won't see too many young adults living in a super wealthy neighborhood, unless I have created a story for them where they are maybe still living with rich, wealthy mommy and daddy, or maybe they've inherited a lot of money. But I tried to also kind of match, you know, the ages of the Sims to the houses that they are living in, because in reality, we probably aren't going to see very many super wealthy young adults. So, yeah, so she is a vegetarian and an art lover, and she is also self-assured. I tend to not use very many of the emotional personality traits, because I feel like the emotion cycling thing tends to happen more frequently when you have a sim who has one of those traits, which sometimes gets on my nerves a little bit, but I figured that really would suit her personality so well. She also has the mansion baron aspiration, so even though she does own a house in Daisy Hovel, in my mind, she is also the type of sim who is never going to be content with just staying stagnant. She definitely wants to move up in the world, and that includes moving into a mansion at some point. So obviously, if you're just playing her as, you know, just a townie in your neighborhood, she probably won't do that. Another thing I did want to mention is that I really do recommend getting the mod MC Command Center, because that really helps your neighborhoods from preventing where, you know, the game does not have story progression built into it. So your Sims at the start of the game won't reproduce or have more kids than what they already have. And in another generation or so, your whole neighborhood will be dead. And then you just have empty houses moved in with random people. So that's why I recommend getting that mod, because it does help keep your neighborhoods alive and interesting, so that way then your Sims children can grow up with people who will also still be around. So in any case, the links to download all 3 of these families will be in the description box below. And let me know what you think. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you liked it. And let's see, anything else? Nope. Oh, you can also find it on the gallery under the hashtag #FillTheWorldCAS or hashtag Mrs. Tomato 1018. So it looks like we're almost done. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Bye!